Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be playing with the new gloss acrylic inks, paints from Dina Wakley, which are the brand new colours that have just been released in paint. So sapphire, raspberry, mustard, malachite and cocoa, lilac, I think that's all of them. So they're beautiful, just like the paints. The difference between the acrylic paints and these are like a fluid acrylic, so they are much more runny. The new ones come with the droppers in the top, which I find really handy because I never really used to use the sprays all that much. So I've just started in this book. It was gesso to begin with. I put a load of water on the page. You could see that being sprayed out to help blend those colours together. And you get almost like a watercolour effect, which I really love. The best thing about doing it this way is the fact that once it's dried, it's permanent. So unlike watercolours, which are going to water react, you can spritz things over the top, you can paint over the top and build layers really easily. You can also spread it all over your laptop or your iPad as you're doing stuff. So as I add new layers, I dry them off in between. Just be aware, do that in a well ventilated area because it is plastic. The area I work in is quite big and airy, so it's not too much of a problem. So now I'm just dropping out the inks onto my page and just using a variety of different brushes and making marks on my page. And I really love how bright these colours are against each other. They're quite strong colours anyway. So they really stand out, which I love. I have added in Tangelo to this mix because it's an orange that stands up to the other colours. It's sort of the same intensity as the other colour. So I tend to, when I'm using these colours together, I chuck in Tangelo as well. So again, you can see lots of variety of marks on my page. Just simple lines, dots, using a different shape brush with the purple on it. Quite often a lot of my mark making just comes from selection of different brushes and squishing them down in different ways. So I'm not very particular really with the marks I make. The one thing I do a lot with my mark making is to overlap and to change sizes. I also tend to go in 3 places around my artwork just to give that sort of triangulation effect, and I also always go off the edge. So those are my main tips when I'm mark making, but apart from that it's just do whatever. So this is one of the new coaster stencils, which I really love because it's big dots. So you can sort of see how those big wide dots, I'm actually just using a Posca paint pen because I didn't have my white out and I'm just doing that through there. But it's giving me these really lovely big white dots because I've used up all my white space on my page, and this is a really good way just to even it up again, I suppose. And again, I'm not fussy about going over some of the marks I've made before, so it's just this build up of one layer over the top of the other. Once I've finished, I decided to go in with some of these transparencies, which are again one of the new products released this time, and this is a load of alphabets, numbers and new quotes. So I had these really grungy alphabet letters. I had this idea before I closely looked at the letters. Not all the alphabet is there, and there's not many copies of letters, so just be aware. So I decided I was going to do like mark making or something. I think I managed to come up with the letters from Make Art, and I had to be a little sneaky with them. So I've had to use some V's and F's to create additional letters, which, you know, that's what I love about doing art, is you have to think outside the box and solve problems. It's one of my favourite things to do. So be creative. Don't worry if it doesn't quite look right. You can come up with your own idea. So I'm just trimming them down and placing them onto my page so I can work out what I actually need. So you can see there's an F there at the end of make, and my art has a V on it. So I'm just going in with my black alcohol marker and creating the letters that I actually need. So simple as that. our letters are very versatile. You can change them around in a number of different ways. Once I've finished, I'm just using normal glue to glue it onto the page. I tend to put my glue where the darkest print is so that you're not going to see it. The glue, I just use Art Institute glitter glue, which is to glue down glitter. It's not actually glitter itself. Dries clear, but any good card making glue will work the same. You can glue it down. You can use gloss medium as well. It's just a way to get some colour on the page. So I'm just doing what I always do with my letters and popping a highlight on them just so they stand out a little bit from the background, because it is quite a busy background to create my finished piece. But this is a really great way to swatch colours, see what works together, what doesn't, see what overlaps on top of each other. Just play around with what you've got. So this is an older, not an older, it was released last time, the time before, from Dina with the leaves and branches, which I really love. I just thought I'd put a little bit of a border around my page and stamped it out. Now, because I'm doing this in the black journal on the thinner cotton rag paper, stamping on it isn't, you know, it's not a texture that takes stamping brilliantly, but because it's a pretty bold stamp, you can still get a really good impression. I'm just going around because I like it with my white pen over the top. Once I finished filming and was having a bit of a close look at it, I actually decided I wanted to put a little bit of green into the leaves. So I went back with a paint pen and popped in some green as well. And that kind of just framed up the page a little bit more than how it looks currently. But it's pretty simple. So here you can see all the dots, lines, that watercolor effect in the background, how the transparencies have glued down. And this is the whole piece where you can see how that green just gives it a little bit more of a leafy vibe to the page, and like we're peeping through something to this background. So I hope you have a go at trying something like this with your Dina Wakley gloss sprays. And until next time, bye for now.